Well, we had a real good season opener. We had athletes go to 3 different meets actually, and most of our athletes went to Arkansas, and we had, since I've been here 6 years, probably the best opening season meet that we've ever had. And some great performances, too numerous to just rattle off, but we just had Natalie Morad and Todd McCown named the NBC Athletes of the Week as a kind of measure of how well that first meet went. And Natalie broke a school record in the 400 hurdles, and Todd beat a really good field, including Lawson Montgomery, who got second. They beat a runner from Arkansas who was 5th at the NCAA championships a few weeks ago in the indoor championship, so that was a great run for those guys. But overall, it was just a great, strong effort by our team in Arkansas, and in Emporia, our throwers had a really good performance. Some terrific early season javelin throws. Jeff Connor in the discus threw a 11-foot PR in the first meet, and so that was really good. But overall, just really solid performances. We had great weather and good competition, and we were really excited that it started out as well as it did. Evidence of that is our men were ranked first in our region after the first week of the season. It's an early season ranking, so we'll have to really improve to keep that ranking. But it's the first time we've ever been ranked first, and it's pretty exciting. Our women had a good, ranking too, not quite as high as the men, but it was a really good measure of how well that first weekend went. This weekend we're heading to 2 meets again, kind of splitting up, and most of our team will go to New Mexico for the Tailwind Invitational, and it's should be another meet similar to Arkansas in competition, and another great facility for the sprinters and the jumpers and the throwers to compete in. And then we have 4 distance runners going to Stanford for the Stanford Invitational, which is probably the best distance carnival type meet in the United States every year. And last year, Alafine, Tuliamuk, and Tanya Nero ran really, really fast 10K times that held up as 2 of the fastest times in the nation last year. And so, it'll be some great performances, I'm sure, with Alafine and Tomas Cotter running the steeplechase and a couple other athletes that'll go out there. But we're just looking to build on last week's performances in New Mexico, and obviously the kids in Stanford are looking to run fast times. That's why they're going out there, is to run some fast times. I see some teams we don't see very often. Obviously New Mexico State, Northern Arizona, UTEP. There's some smaller schools out there, and some post-collegiate open athletes. It's also a high school meet going on at the same time, so it's going to be a big crowd, kind of a fun atmosphere. But we're just excited. It's a new place we haven't been before.
Because with distance events, and why we go to Stanford is because they put on races at like 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. And that's the main purpose of why we're going. Perfect running conditions and stuff. I actually have 2 Irish friends at Arkansas, and Arkansas are going, and they have 2 steeplers. One made NCAA finals last year. He was actually in my 1500 meter race at the weekend. He'll be in it, so I know I'll be like probably one of the slower times on paper, but I'm really confident I can open up sub 9 and get that first rank off out of the way.
It was definitely a surprise. I'm usually that person that I slow down at the end of my 400 races, but it's not on purpose. I just am dying. So this last week when I was able to actually finish, I was behind fairly significantly for me. I was behind in the time that I wanted when I came to the 200. So literally one of the coaches yelled out a time, and I panicked. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to run 1 minute and 3 seconds, and that's going to be the worst time I've ever run in my life. And I got around the curve, and I just took off, and I did not realize that I could run at the end of the race, and I ended up second. The girl that won got a 58.06, which is ridiculous, and I ended up with a 59. What I thought was a 59.14, which would have tied the school record. And I was so excited, and I wanted to call my mom, but I didn't want to brag. I was like, how do I handle this without getting a big head? I was so just excited about it. I think I hugged Coach Wise, sorry. I was so excited, and I ended up just putting it on Twitter because I didn't know what else to do. I was so panicked, and later on Coach Wise told me that it was actually 59.12, and that was the school record, and I tweeted again. It was crazy for me because that's not what I was expecting to open it. Since I was so unexpectedly running that time, right now I'm just looking for consistency there. I mean, we had amazing conditions. last week. So we're all kind of hoping that that's just not a bogus start out. We all are setting our sights much higher. So I'm really hoping for a similar time. I just don't want to go above that, preferably. So if I can PR again, that would be awesome. That's my main goal, but I will be happy if I just stay consistent.